What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Hi-Fi Rush. This is a game that just randomly dropped onto Game Pass, and to be honest, it's freaking incredible. It's a rhythm-based action game with the aesthetic of Jet Set Radio Future, and it is just top to bottom fantastic. From the boss fights, to the beats, to the music itself, it is just fun. But I want to talk about the good, the bad, and a bit of the ugly, because as nice as this is, it's definitely not perfect. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big ol' thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is the latest secret project by Tango Gameworks, the people that do The Evil Within. Now, despite the fact that they have such a long and classic history of spooky projects, it's kind of insane that this game is just so happy, it's so chipper, it's so freaking positive, and obviously colorful. In this game, we are playing as a guy named Chai. In this world, it seems like there's a big factory where if you have some sort of physical attribute you're trying to fix, whether it is, in his case, it looks like he has like a broken arm, or say you're in a wheelchair or something like that, you can go to what is basically an Amazon factory and they'll just plop on a big ol' cosmetic cybernetic piece. Now, initially, this seems like a positive benefit, something they'll do for you to try and make the world a better place. The company itself even became so big and powerful because of their altruistic ways. Well, we figure out that this is now for nefarious reasons. They want to try and mind control the planet, help everybody become a bigger, better person, and then, turn you into cybernetic super soldiers. Well, Kai, he gets the upgrade, he gets his cool robotic arm, but he accidentally drops his iPod into the machine and it gets stamped into his chest. So now his heart is literally feeling the beat. He now has a magical extra ability beyond just super strength and the magnetic powers he has attached to the arm. He can also feel the rhythm of the universe. This is just essentially an excuse for the game to constantly be bopping to the beat. There is a big tempo that goes through each and every level of the game. There's a different piece of soundtrack, original songs, classic homages to retro cool songs that sound like they're straight out of Jet Set Radio Future, and even completely great licensed tracks. Like there's a boss fight that has 9 Inch Nails music blasting. Like, it is so freaking fun. But how does this work? So basically, you have to always be trying to hit on the beat. You have a fast attack and a strong attack. When you're doing these attacks, though, you always have to land them on tempo. This sounds difficult, but let me tell you, as a person with absolutely no rhythm, it is actually incredibly genius how this works. When you press attack, whether it is the fast attack or the strong attack, it's going to land on tempo no matter what. What that means is that even if you accidentally panic because a big robot is trying to rip your face off and you're hammering X just because if it's an instinct, you'll still keep hitting on beat. Now, if you want to build up and do extra damage, just dealing extra power for every single strike, watch when you hit. If you press attack right as you connect, you're going to stay on tempo, remembering that metronome of combat. If you do manage to stay on beat, it builds up a big intensity and gives you faster special attacks. Now, during the course of this game, you unlock a lot of super abilities. I haven't finished it yet. I've just played the first 5 hours. I think I'm very close to the end, but honestly, I got to go work on my Dead Space review. But even this first 5 hours, I've had a chance to unlock 6 separate special abilities, and these can be things like big wide-ranging attacks, single target super strikes, or times where me and my buddy bust out machine guns and just shoot one particular robot in front of us. But that brings us to the more interesting element of this combo system. Everything is on beat. Everything, which means you can also do things like dodges and parries. If you tap the shoulder button, you're automatically going to just skirt out of the way of an attack. If you do this on tempo, you can do 3 dodges instead of 1, which means you can just straight up dash behind somebody, even if it is a big mega robot that's trying to swing a laser sword that looks like it's straight out of Legend of Zelda. You can still get behind them as long as you're on tempo. If you manage to parry at the exact beat that a strike was going to hit you, you can deflect bullets. You can auto kill some robots or even open up their guard and make it so they're stunned and you can easily one-shot them. I think this is cool, but I will admit I do not like the parry system at all, and they really start pushing it very, very heavily. There are certain things like laser turrets on the ceilings and stuff where they really want you to actually do the stupid parry system. And to me, it just doesn't feel great waiting to deflect, waiting to try and do that big, giant pushback. I wish that I had more freedom of how I want to try and bash somebody about. Like, even if I am very much feeling the rhythm and loving the music, it sucks to sit there to meditate and focus on that next major parry. Now, you do have an extra piece of arsenal, 2 bits that are actually very interesting, which is assist moves and also the grapple hook. Throughout the course of this game, you're going against a bunch of different heads of the company itself. People like the head of marketing, the director of research and development, the QA testers, and even the CEO themselves. And these different people each have different environments, which is when you start to really use these additional styles of skills, which are assists and grapple hook. Now, the grapple hook, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's something that lets you grab onto stuff, usually zip lines, but sometimes it'll just let you pull yourself up onto a ledge. But also, I love the grapple hook in combat. You can pull yourself to one of the enemy robots. And if you're trying to keep your combo multiplier high, to keep the tempo popping, it's fantastic to be able to like hit, dodge, hit, parry, and then immediately grapple hook and keep it going. This grab system feels so intuitive. It's really kind of great how much it really just fits into this natural flow of combat. Whereas the other thing, not so much. So whenever you pull the triggers themselves, left trigger is to switch between your assists and right trigger is to use it. This is people like you can call in one of your buddies that's able to shoot. She fires little tiny electronic bullets that will break shields. So if somebody puts a laser barrier around themselves, you have to shoot it with that in order to open it up. You also get a guy who can super punch. He has like big magnetic arms. So if somebody has an impenetrable shield in front of them, again, you bust him out. Just tap right trigger and it punches it to open up their block. And I guess this is cool, but it feels so forced. It does feel a little bit weird when there's certain enemies that require you to do something beyond just a good combo or a good dodge. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It definitely adds a nice spice and variety. It's that outside of the combat, it definitely just feels a little bit gimmicky when you're trying to do the specific things it requires. Trying to have the punch guy punch down a wall. Oh, I need the shooty person to open up the next grapple point so I can pull myself up. I will say my biggest gripe with this game has got to be, holy heck, is Chai slow. This guy walks at a snail's pace at all times. And you know what? After 5 hours, I've pressed every button. It doesn't seem like you can sprint. It doesn't seem like there's any upgrade you can buy. There is a shop that gives you chips for better passive bonuses like extra damage or building up special attacks quicker. But even among that, it's pretty much just getting extra combos and extra stuff like that. There is no way to sprint, at least in this first 5 hours. And at times, I really did wish I could go from combat arena to combat arena a little bit more swiftly. I kind of enjoy the dialogue, the music, but I really kind of am surprised by how much I dig the goofy gimmick sections. There is times where it's making you get onto a zip line and dodge a bunch of steam vents and luggage and stuff, or you're sliding down a big ramp and trying to avoid chainsaws and stuff. The gimmicks in this game, like forced side-scrolling sections, all of them feel very, very genuine. This game has a tremendous amount of raw heart. Microsoft just shadow dropped this today. It landed on Xbox Game Pass, and sincerely, we need more games like this. We need more AA awesomeness. Games like Stray, we got that last year. I really like these games that look good, that play good, and are half the price. This is $30 if you don't want to get it on Game Pass. It's $40 if you want like a goofy digital deluxe edition. I hope they release this physically. I want to buy this and put it with my Dreamcast collection because this feels like, honestly, a 2023 Dreamcast game. And I truly mean that in the best way possible. If you have Game Pass, please give this a shot. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts from DreamcastGuy. Hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. And yes, next video is the Dead Space review. Now I gotta get back to getting spooky.